Welcome everyone to the 5th episode of Fictional Characters Collide. And before this, remember to check out the animator Darkbox for the actual animation itself as well. He does great 3D animations and great voiceovers. He voiced over this episode and did the great animation with it. So now, let's get to the fight. Tonight's episode, we got the Battle of the Nightmare Maker. Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare from Fnaf 4. This is one of the great themes here. This might have to analyze both these characters to their fullest to see who would win if fictional characters collide. Okay, let's start this fight off with Nightmare. Nightmare is known as one of the main antagonists in the Fnaf 4 game. He is mostly shown to be an apparition or a ghostly being, but can still hurt people physically. In this, I'll be mostly using the origin that, well, the origin is unknown about Nightmare, but I'm using this theory that I find the most believable. One of them is that he is the crying child after he died in the hospital. If you didn't know, crying child died in the hospital after night 6, showing a long beeping noise after the cutscene. And this is actually be proven more, because Nightmare is shown after that night. After he dies on night 5, Nightmare appeared to be the only being there. Because you can see Crying Child was put into a coma after he was bit by Fredbear, and now Nightmare is the only animatronic that haunts the Crying Child in a never-ending nightmare he's forced to be in. Nightmare only appears in Night 6 and higher. This can mostly be explained by the theory I just talked about. Now, Nightmare isn't just your own mindless nightmare beast. He's actually one of the smartest of the nightmare animatronics there, being able to have more of a hardened movement pattern and can literally be anywhere in the house, just like Nightmare Fredbear. He can be in the bed, closet, and even both hallways at any time he wants. He has short teleportation abilities, and he is shown to be very vicious and smart and cunning to make his opponent feel helpless in this fight, in a fight or in a surrounded area. And we're going to be saying for a while that now, wait, sorry guys, Nightmare has two weapons he used to kill his victims, his claw and teeth. His claws are cone-like shapes with signs of blood on them, and his teeth are in his teeth. Those are some nasty chompers if you ask me. He has the same amount of teeth as human, but they stretch out in shape to the shape as nails. Now after that, let's get to his speeds. He is smarter than most of the animatronics are known. He has a murderous intent that's mostly shown more than any other animatronic. Not as much as Fredbear or the Marionette, but he's shown that he will kill anyone when he gets the chance. He will not hold back on anybody. He doesn't care, and he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the person's innocent or guilty. He will kill that person. He can teleport anywhere in the house, like I said before. He has minor teleportation abilities. He can teleport left and right, and back and forth. I mean, he can turn himself into just a head. He can break down his own body into just a head at any time. He is a true nightmare. This guy knows how to fuck with people in their nightmares. He knows how to make them scared, how to make them helpless. And he's actually one of the most fastest animatronics in the game series. But because of these great feats, he does have major weaknesses. His flashlight can hold him back. If you try to flash right into his face, he will retreat. And this is shown that he can be defeated by a child easily with just a flashlight in hand. It's still just a nightmare to kids' dream too. If he can't exist in the real world, he has to be physically known in the real world to actually be existing in that world in the first place. Since he's just a kid, just a monster in a kid's nightmare, he can only exist in a nightmare or dream. And he can't, like I said, he can't fight in the real world. His body is destroyed so he can easily be broken. If you actually looked at his body, its holes, charred, wires sticking out, his body is easily can be broken. And the giant brain in his head can actually be an easy target if you hit it. That's the brain of the crying child that I was talking about before, that he is the crying child after he dies. So when it hit to the brain, he's dead. And his own experience is killing children. He has never killed a grown man or a guy who can fight back. You can say the child fight back, but he didn't actually fight back. He just used the flashlight to hold off Nightmare. So all in all, Nightmare is a vicious, killer-intended monster from a kid's nightmare. But he only has experience killing kids, and he cannot exist in the dream world. And if you can attack the brain in the top of his head, then it's game over. From one nightmare to another, let's go to Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger was originally known as Frederick Charles Krueger, a backyard child raised by hundreds of maniacs. His mother, Amanda Krueger, was found raped and buried alive by multiple people, and right after she was sent to the hospital, she gave birth to Frederick. Freddy Krueger was known as a bastard child because being born from a rape. But that's just icing on the cake, people. When he returned to his hometown of Springwood, when he was an adult, he was disgusted of how everyone was a happy family, the life he has never had. So Freddy did the most logical thing at the time. He killed 24 people and his wife with his razor-sharp bladed glove, and announced him as the Springwood Slasher. But because of one stupid cop didn't read him his rights, so he was set free. After saying, that's idiotic. Why didn't that cop remember? That's one of the things you're supposed to learn in school. Well, school for cops and stuff. So since the court couldn't do anything to him, the neighborhood took the law to their own hands and set old Roger Frederick himself ablaze in the exact area where he killed his victims. Too bad that people didn't expect Frederick's soul to be so corrupted that dream demons from hell wanted his soul and made him a demon of dreams himself with a terminal life, which made him the Slasher of Springwood once again, but going with his new nickname, Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is a dream demon with outrageous powers. He has shown to be a threat to people like Jason. Jason is known as one of the biggest and baddest horror icons in history. And Freddy Krueger can go up against him and even bring it close to a tie in a fight. Mostly because of these outrageous powers he has. He can control fire at any time in the dream. He learned telekinesis. He can lift objects and form right at his enemy. Regeneration. He's shown that he got his own limbs cut right off by Jason, and he can grow him up in mere seconds. He has major teleportation. He can teleport as far as he wants to in the dream world. He can even change his own physical body and shape into anything he wants. He can corrupt anything in the dream and even kill people in them. He has the power of mind reading and brainwashing. That's how he controlled Jason at one part of the series. And with these powers, he has taken down the unbeatable and immortal killer himself, Jason, into a tie fight, like I said. And he's no slouch when it comes to fighting. He has shown time and time again that he's the best at his job, killing multiple people, fighting off Jason, and controlling them. And Freddy's not coming into a fight empty-handed. He has his bladed gloves. He uses that little thing. He made himself to kill his victim. This thing could cut through tough armor and material with ease. And the thing is, what does he have to do with these? He will be a really badass with both hands. Think about that, him with two gloved claws. Maybe because of him, maybe because of this, one is enough to kill a city. Yeah, one of these things already could cause enough damage, but two, he will be a real threat to begin with. Now with the feats, Freddy Krueger has killed multiple people in both the real world and in dreams, and can go toe-to-toe with Jason. He's the main character of the genre series he has. He is known to be one of the most iconic horror characters and fictional horror in the horror series. He is a master manipulator. He has manipulated multiple people like Jason and other characters from the series of A Nightmare on Elm Street. He survived several deaths and always come back. He has been killed multiple times in each movie, but always come back new and improved. And he's in the dream world, makes him a god. He is unbeatable in the dream world. Even though he's a god in dream world, he does have weaknesses. He has lost to Jason. Like I said, at the time he won and lost to him at the same time. And when he goes into the real world, he's practically mortal. He doesn't have his powers. He's just a regular person once again. He's too cocky at some points, thinking his opponents are too easily to kill, even though he's been proven multiple times that they aren't. And he can die to a normal death a human can take. He dies normally. Any normal things can happen to him that can kill him. And he underestimates his opponents just by the judge of their looks. But these weaknesses doesn't really matter, because all in all, Freddy Krueger is still a badass killer in horror. There is a reason why he's known as the master of horror. Okay, the combatants are set. Let's settle this debate once and for all. It's time for Fictional Characters Collide.
Monster creature. Sorry, I couldn't hear you with my hand in your head. K.O.
What a great animation, everyone. Remember to check out the animator Dark Box. He did a great job here. And now let's explain why Freddy Krueger wins this fight. The reason Freddy Krueger won this fight is based on one question. What happens when you put a nightmare against a man who makes these nightmares that are far worse than the nightmare he's fighting? Well, one guy knows how to deal with the nightmares and the killing experience to get rid of it. Freddy Krueger is far more experienced in fighting as well. He survived a fight with Jason and even made it to a tie. Jason is known for being an immortal tank that takes an army and grenades to the face. Nightmare strokes the kid to kill one kid with a flashlight. And in the dream world, Freddy Krueger has lots more abilities that he has in this world. Nightmare has only teleportation on his side, and his basic fighting tools, his teeth and his claws, can't match up to what Freddy Krueger has. He has all these great abilities: teleportation, mind control, brainwashing, telekinesis, and control of fire. He can just overpower Nightmare in an instant. And I know you're saying, what if they fought in the real world? And the answer is that it can't be happening based on Nightmare. Nightmare can't exist in the real world since he only exists in a dream in his imagination. He never existed in the real world to begin with. So to make this fight happen, they had to fight in the dream world, still giving Freddy Krueger the advantage. And I can go on and on saying, Nightmare is more brutal than Freddy Krueger. He'll just rip him apart. But remember this: he has regeneration. He has shown to regenerate limbs from fighting with Jason. He even overpowered Jason in that fight a few times. So at the end, we had to give this fight to Freddy Krueger. And remember to check out the animator again, and remember to leave your ideas for future episodes. But right now, let's go on to the next fight. Next time on Fictional Characters Collide.
All